So we're going to talk about a back of the napkin quick development feasibility study. If you're looking at multifamily, commercial, retail, office, whatever it is, it's all about the cap rate and it's all about gross rental income minus the operating expenses to get to a net operating income divided by the prevailing cap rate in the market is going to give you your value after development. And then you work it backwards from your development cost, your land cost to see what your profitability is. So let's say we have a 100-unit apartment building, and those 100 units, based on the comps in the area, are going to rent for $1,000 a month. So that is a $100,000 a month gross rental income opportunity times 12 months is $1.2 million a year. You're going to keep about 60% of that in general for a multifamily building after all the general operating expenses for a new product. Let's just, rough numbers. We're doing a quick back of the napkin study to try to determine if this property is going to work. So that leaves you at 60%, leaves you about $720,000 a year. If you divide that, let's say the cap rates in the market are 6%. So you divide that 720 times 6, and I think that comes out, I don't have my calculator open, but that comes out to about, 14 million dollar valuation, somewhere around there at the end of the day. The 6 cap, maybe it's a 5, maybe it's a 4, depends on the market you're in. You're going to be around $14 million a year on that valuation. So you divide your net operating income by the market cap rate in the area, and that's going to give you your value. So then you got to say, okay, what's this building going to cost with land? So let's say your land for 100 units is going to be somewhere around 4 or 5 acres. Maybe it's $500,000 to $1 million an acre, but let's just use 500,000, so that's $2.5 million. And your 100 units are going to be somewhere around $150,000 to $200,000 a unit, depending on what you're doing. Typically 150 to 175 a square foot in most areas of the country to do a small apartment building like that. So let's say it's 100 units and somewhere around 100,000 square feet. So you're going to be somewhere around $12 million to develop that, 10, 12 million bucks. You got to add your land to it, a couple $1 million, so you're in it for 12 to 14 million. Your exit cap rate is somewhere around 16 to 18 million. So that's how you do your profitability. Your land should come somewhere in the neighborhood of about 20 to 25% of the overall development cost is where you want to be for a healthy land cost. There are per unit averages out there depending on the market. So this is just a quick back of the napkin example, but basically what you want to do is you want to determine the number of units. You want to take that times the prevailing rent in the area, divided by your annual monthly rent to get the gross rental income, subtract an operating cost of about 40% for most brand new apartments, maybe 35. Take that net number, divide it by the prevailing cap rate. That's going to give you a value after development. Then you got to back in your development cost. You got to find out what your averages in the area are costing per square foot per unit. And then that's going to leave you with the number to make a profit and pay for land. So you want to be able to back your land out of that and still have a 25 to 30% profit on the back end of that deal. That's a good deal. That's a profitable deal. That's an easy back of the napkin way to calculate it. I will get a whiteboard out one of these days and put this on a whiteboard so you can see it. But this is how I do a quick down and dirty development feasibility study to decide if it's even worth the conversation about the property and to go any further and then start moving towards an LOI. That is your quick back of the napkin development deal business plan snapshot.